completed, BCom is an undergraduate course. And the SATs that we are preparing the students for is specifically for undergraduate admission, Nadia. So I am not sure why are you planning to give SATs? Please let me know. And Priyanshi is saying yes. So are you planning on attempting the May 7th attempt of SAT, Priyanshi? Meanwhile, everyone who's just joined, hey guys, I'm still looking for information for my dream college. All right, Krish, no worries. Krish, could you let me know which grade are you in? If you are like, could you let me know which grade you are in? And if you are looking, going to grade 10th and 11th. All right, Krish, that's like perfect. You can start looking into your dream colleges. Now is the time that you finally understand what it is that you want to do with your life. So I think it's perfect. All right. Hey, Kanishka, you've just joined. How are you doing? Hi, Pooja. Hi, Pranav. How are you doing? Hey, Ritesh. Hi, guys. Hello, Ritesh. How are you? All right. So those who have just joined new, that is Priyanshi, Simran, all of you, could you let me know which grade you are in? I'm doing well, Ritesh. How are you doing? And thank you for asking. Let me know which grade you all are in. Currently in 11th standard. All right, Vaibhav, just past 12th. All right, Simran. So perfect. Then I'm guessing, Simran, that you're planning on attempting the May 7th SET? Yes, Ritesh, you can rejoin. I'm looking for BBA course in Canada. So you're looking for Canadian universities. All right, perfect. I like that you've narrowed down what you want to do. So all the very best. For the college, do we have to pay annually or one-time payment for the 4 years? Ashmita, it depends on the process of college. Mostly it is annually. You can go, if you're talking about some specific university, then you can visit their website for how they take payments from students, but mostly it's annual payment. Hey Pranav, how are you doing? And yes, Ashmita, I am well aware that you want to get admission to Harvard. Hannah, I'm appearing in 12th standard. All right, Pooja, perfect timing to start preparing for SCTs, start giving your SCTs. May I ask if I should? Simran, it is a personal choice, right? I can't really comment on what it is that you want, but the one advice that I would like to give everyone who's looking into their future is do what is going to make you happy, what interests you, what exactly it is that brings fire to your soul. That is exactly what you should pursue in your career. That's one advice. Pranav, we'll be having math masterclass today, and good that you asked. So everyone, today's math masterclass. All right, Simran. Meanwhile, Mukul has joined. Hey, Mukul, and everyone who's just, I think there are a lot of people joining. So if I'm not able to take your name, I'm still gonna say hi to all of you. What is a good score for SAT? So Krish, depending on the college, it matters a lot. But if you are in general looking for what is a good score for SAT, then I can suggest that any score above 1300 plus is considered a good score in SAT. So yes. But I'm facing audio problems again. Ritesh, not sure how I can help you with this one. Think it's a technical issue from your side. I want to go for BBA. All right, Mukul. So have you looked into the universities that you want to get admission into? And meanwhile, any other question you all are having about SATs, universities, admissions, applications, please go ahead and ask. I'm here to answer all of them. Okay. Also, one more question that I'd like to ask you all is, look, everyone over here is preparing for SAT. You all have started looking into the kind of fields that you want to pursue, universities you want to pursue. So what exactly are you expecting from SAT, right? What exactly are you looking forward in your future? Do let me know that as well, because it's very, very important, right? I'm on my co-college enough. I want to certified social worker, football state level. However, this is a pretty impressive profile of extracurriculars, I must say. You can keep adding on to it. If you have the time and if you have the opportunity to add into your profile, why stop? Like, why just stop with like, okay, this is sufficient, so let me just do this? Because if you're planning into like, I think you said that you're planning for Stanford or Harvard, if you're planning for Ivy Leagues, if you're planning for colleges like Stanford, it's very competitive. and you have to like really work on extracurricular profile as well. So yeah, why stop there? But good work, Vaibhav. It is impressive. I've asked you the universities in Virginia, but I had some network issues to connect that end class. Yes, Vashana, I remember. So Virginia University. So there are 4 universities in Virginia. I looked into them, which are top ranked. You can go further. Just type in Virginia universities and you'll get a list of the colleges, and one by one go through their website of what exactly they provide, because some of the Virginia universities do not provide a few of the courses. So again, if you have narrowed down what course you're applying into, it's going to help you if you go directly to the website. What type of extracurricular is required? Mukul, so basically, when you are applying for colleges, academics is not the only thing. Academics is the 50% part of application, right? And the 50% part goes to extracurricular. What can you prove to them about who you are, your personality, what you've achieved? There's much talent rather than just academics, right? So if you are into sports, if you're athletic, or if you've done volunteer work, you've done internships, you've done courses, all of that comes under extracurricular. The more the extracurricular you have, the more certified you are. It gives you a better chance into getting admission in your dream college. Google says, will it help me? Like, will it improve my chance of getting to Harvard? Yes, Vaibhav, absolutely. Again, Vaibhav, if you're looking for coding fields and if you're looking for Harvard, of course, it's going to help you. Like, look, your extracurriculars should be relevant to, I mean, of course, you can keep adding to the list of extracurriculars, but most precisely, your extracurriculars should be relevant to the field that you're choosing in the university. So if you're going for coding, if you're going for CS, computer science engineering, or tech or AI, all of this is, of course, going to help you, Weber. Vachana, you're most welcome. Passing is considered to be good in the profile. Yes, you can. Participation certificate, as in, it does not hold much credit, Ashmita, to be very honest, but you can, of course, compile it in your profile. I play basketball. All right, Pranav, that is amazing. Basketball is one of my favorite sports too. I'm doing computer science. All right, Vaibhav, then this is perfect. As international. Pranav, of course, like if you are like an international champion, of course, that stands for a lot of value, and it is going to look really, really good on your profile. We can, it's scholarship to study abroad now. Mukul, yes, there are universities that provide scholarship for undergraduate courses. You can look into the percentage of scholarship they're providing, and not all universities provide scholarship. So you have to look into which university does provide scholarship. Like, for example, Harvard provides scholarship for undergraduate students, but some of the Ivy League do not provide it. So again, look into the university you're planning on, or sit through scholarship programs that are there. Not just universities, but you can apply to other scholarship programs for abroad studies as well. Vaibhav, you also done a Bacchus. All right, that's a good extracurricular. I'm glad to hear that. And there are many people who have done a Bacchus. I think Ritesh is also saying that. Cool. Pranav, public speaking is a really, really good aspect to show, specifically when you're applying into top ranking colleges. Public speaking does look really good on the profile. So yeah. Okay. I'm literally thanking. Yes, so absolutely. You know, when you're younger, you are forced into extracurriculars and you be like, why the hell am I doing extracurriculars? Or like, you know, I'm not in the mood to do extracurriculars. But then it does help a lot in college applications. It really does help, because the colleges are not looking into how well you can score. They also look into how you are as a performer, all-rounder, you know, so that's very important. So Jill is asking, ma'am, nowadays it's very difficult to get visas. So Jill, we have admission counseling at LEAP that can help you through your visas and through your visa interview and everything else that you're going to need for your college application. So if you're looking forward to admission counseling, we also provide that. So Jill, at the end of the masterclass, I'll be writing down the contact details, which you can, where you can surely contact our team and they can guide you further with the visa issue that you're talking about. Can national students get 100% scholarship for UG? Ashmita, not many provide 100% scholarship for undergraduate courses. You can maybe get up to 90%, But there are some universities that do provide. But again, there are a lot of requirements for getting scholarship, right? And if you're aiming for 100% scholarship, then there are many more requirements. There are financial backgrounds involved, then there is scoring involved, a lot many things are involved. So yeah, you can look into whether your specific college is providing 100% scholarship. How to deal with it? So just the best way to deal with it is to join LEAP admission counseling. All right, Vaibhav. Funny. Good evening, Anne. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Yes, Pranav is right. Fancy dress competitions aren't really counted as extracurricular. How to prepare for English SAT. All right, so Krish, today is a math masterclass, but we have English SAT masterclasses as well. I really suggest that you join one of them in the coming week so you get much more information on how to actually prepare for English SAT. It can be a tricky subject to prepare for. Thank you, Vaibhav. How to prepare for English? Pushparaj, I just answered the same for Krish, and that goes for you as well. I highly suggest that you join our English masterclass. That happens every alternate day in a week. So it will really, really help you. UPenn. Mukul, UPenn is a good university. I've heard of UPenn. I'm not sure about the BBA that they are providing, but it is a really good university. I hope that answered it. And we have, okay, so it's already 6:30 and this is the time that we start our master classes, everyone. So any other question that you all have been having, we will attend to all of that at the end of the masterclass. So coming to the introduction part. So first of all, welcome everyone to our math masterclass today. And today we have Piyush Awasthi sir with us. He's a mechanical engineer who has 6 years of experience in the field of higher education and experience in study abroad test preparations like GMAT, JRE, and SAT. And through his experience as an expert in the study of abroad tests, Piyush sir has supported over 10,000 plus students in their pursuit of achieving their dream schools abroad. And at Leap Scholar, he's a trainer for SAT Math. And right from building your basics to your major concepts to unlimited doubt solving sessions to tips and tricks and on how to help save time in SAT Math, he is here to ensure that you achieve your perfect dream score of 800 in SAT Math. With an enriched learning experience through highly interactive sessions, Piyush sir is going to guide you to your dream school. And he's here today to give you a glimpse of all of what I've just said about it. So I welcome you, sir, and hope you all have an amazing evening with us.
Hi all, very good evening. I hope I'm clearly audible to everyone. Yes, guys, am I audible to all? And thank you so much for greeting me so well. Great, thank you. So,
Sir, you're muted. Yeah.
Sorry. So I was asking the question that how many of you have been to my classes? Can I know few names? Of course, I remember few names, but just wanted to see. Anne, I see always. Ashmita, I see always. Ritesh, I see always. Arth, of course. Pranav, of course. Vaibhav for the first time. So Vaibhav, how do you know that my colleague is going to introduce me with so many heavy words? Okay, Nadia. Okay, Sujal. Okay, great, great. Good to see you, so many of you here. So I officially welcome you all to the Leap Scholar. And as you all know, this is a session on maths, and maths is nothing but all about tips and tricks. So I know that you guys are eagerly waiting to learn, some tips and tricks, which of course are not taught in school, right? And that is why you always come and learn something. Acha, before I move on and I take or I make you learn some tips and tricks, can you tell me that those who have been to my classes, do you feel like that these tips and tricks which we teach you in this short span of time, are they going to help you anyway? Did you try these kind of tips and tricks on any questions? I'm just asking to those people who have been to the classes. I just wanted to know, are these working for you? Are they really going to help you to solve questions easily? Great, great. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, guys. So, every day I think about what to teach you, what to come up with, so that in this short span of time I can help you a lot. Okay. So now I thought that recently many people have given SAT in March, right? So I thought let's talk about something related to the exam. Okay. Now, we being a student, of course, not I, but if I talk about you, we being a student, when we start our prep for SAT, the very first question that comes to our mind is like in everyone, when I was the student, when I start preparing for any exam, the very first question comes to our mind is that do I really need some guidance for that particular exam, especially talking about SAT, you know, this is a question that strikes our mind. Do I really need some guidance for SAT? Or is my school learning enough to ace in SAT? So generally parents say that, okay, you have to give the SAT exam. But how many of you feel like that SAT is an easy exam? And how many of you feel like it's a difficult exam? Easy. Yeah. So don't you feel like that if it's a easy exam, so we can also do it without taking any guidance, or what all we have done in the school, we can just use that and we can give the SAT. These kind of questions comes to our mind. So I thought that in order to give you the answer to these questions, the best option is to take the analysis of the official SAT paper. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is that if you are not able to sort out that whether you need guidance or you are really well enough to crack SAT with a good number, if you're still in that confusion, let's sort it out with some analysis. Okay, so in this class today, we are going to do the analysis of official SAT paper. This is official, guys. Let me tell you, this is for these questions that I'm going to take in today's class are from College Board. Okay, College Board SAT exam. Okay, so please take out your pencil and paper. So I want every one of you to be doing it along with me. Please don't do it mentally. Feel like that you are giving the exam. Okay. And the main motive here is the pacing, because in SAT, you won't be getting more than a minute for solving the question. So everyone who is going to solve the questions with me, they have to make sure that you are going to give the correct answer within a minute. Okay, that is what matters. The right answer does not matter. The right answer in the defined time frame matters. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and take the questions directly, it's very important to tell you about the structure of SAT math. And on the screen, you can see that if you talk about SAT maths, you have two sections in math. Okay. So I want everyone to please make a note of the two sections. Those who know, that's good. Those who do not know, they can see. The number of questions you can see in each section, guys, and the timing part you can see in each section. So basically, the motto here is to solve every question within a minute. Okay. That's the motto. Okay. So, and if you talk about the topics that are tested in SAT, so I've written some of the topics which are linear equation, quadratic, percentage, functions, time and work. And don't you feel like that these all things you have covered in your 9th, 10th, and 11th? Right? So most of the topics that are tested in SAT is from your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. Okay. If you do have any questions related to what you see on the screen, you can please ask me. Yes, Pranav, that is the point. See, solving question is not difficult, but solving the question within minute or within 1.5 minutes, that's the difficult point. Okay. So we really need to learn the kind of tips and tricks that can help us achieve this thing. And that is why we from Leap Scholar come, so that we can help you. We can help you sort out that whether you really need some guidance or you can do it by your alone. Okay. So moving on to the questions, I'm not going to make you wait. Okay, now moving on. So guys, the question is in front of you. You have to give the answer, the correct answer within a minute. And this is an official question from SAT. Which of the following is equivalent to the given expression? Official question from SAT, which of the following is equivalent to the given expression? I'm really expecting that every student here is doing it. Guys, these are original questions, let me tell you. Feel like you are sitting in the exam and solve it and give the answer. D, A. Okay, the question seems simple, but still I'm getting few random answers, which means we really need to see the right kind of approach that can make us to solve it within a minute, and that too with the accuracy. Okay, now my turn. So let's do it in a minute. So how we can do it in a minute? Of course, I'm not going to do any work algebraically because otherwise I will take more time and chances of making some calculation errors are more. Okay. So for acing in SAT with a good number, you have to use some different approach, which you have not learned in school. And that is specifically built for SAT. And that approach that I'm going to use here is called plugging in. So what we can do is that because there's a variable X in the question and variable X in the answer, I can simply plug in some easy number. And that easy number I want from you. So guys, can you give me any easy number to plug in for X? Any easy number? Okay, let's take 1. Let's take 1. So if X is equal to 1, then what is the value of the expression comes out to be? Let's solve it. Don't do it mentally. Do it on piece on paper. So 4 into 1, which is 4, plus 6 into 1, which is 6, divide by 4 into 1, which is 4, and plus 2. So if I'm not wrong, that's going to be 10 over 6. Right? Or you can say 5 upon 3 if you are going to make it simpler. Okay, so the point here is that we have got our target number. Now, all we need to do is just check all the answer choices and see that where we are going to get our target number. Okay, option A will give you 1 because X is 1 and that's not the target number. Option B will give you some integer value, which is 1 plus 4, 5. That's not our answer. Option C will give you 1 minus 2 over 6, which is nothing but 6 minus 2 over 6, that's 4 over 6. And that's again not equal to 5 over 3. So that's not the answer, which means D has to be the answer. Let's check it. But in exam, you don't need to check it, okay? So that's going to be 1 plus 1 minus 2 over 6. So that's going to be 2 minus 2 over 6. So which is nothing but that's 10 over 6, right? So D is the correct answer. So guys, do you really think that you need to do it algebraically? Or you can just make it correct and you can solve it easily within a minute just by using plugging in? Okay, so this is what I want to tell you, that how you need to build up a good path. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the next question now. What is the set of all solutions to the equation given here? Again, your target is to give the answer within a minute, and that too without losing any accuracy. What is the set of all solutions to the equation? Okay, Sonu is saying no solution. Many people are saying no solution. Okay. No solution. A, D, B. Don't you feel like that the question is really simple? Okay, so let's talk about it, how to do it if you are in the exam. Okay, what is the right approach? So question is asking what is the solution. So I'm not going to solve it algebraically because the chances of making mistakes is more and time taking is more. Okay, so the answer is directly given to us. The solution to equation means the value of X, and the value of X is already given to us, right? So instead of solving it, I can simply take the help of the answers. Let's start with option B. Option B says that -1 is the solution. If -1 is the solution, which means it has to definitely satisfy the equation, right? Let's put it back into the equation and see if it works or not. So if we put -1, we get square root of -1 plus 2. And that is equal to minus of, the value of x is -1. No? So in place of x, you have to put -1. And let's see if it holds true or not. So that's going to be square root of 1 equal to minus into -1 is 1. And the square root of 1 is 1. So 1 is equal to 1. That's true, which means -1 has to be the solution. Yes or no? So -1 has to be the solution. So we can eliminate option C and option D. But now we also have -1 in option A. So let's check for with 2 as well. Okay. So now I'm going to substitute this number 2 also. So it's going to be square root of 2 plus 2, which is 4. That is equal to minus of 2. And square root of 4 is what? Square root of 4 is 2. And is 2 equal to -2? That's not true. So which means 2 is not the solution. So only solution to this equation is option B, which is -1. Right? So see, guys, the funda here is to tell you that you can fall into trap answer. No, Krish, square root of a number is always a positive number. It is never a negative number. Okay. Square root of any number is always positive. So the correct answer is B. So look for it. Questions are easy, but they are tricky, as said by Asmita. Okay. So this is the way, you can make the easier questions wrong if you are going to do it algebraically, but try to make these, use these approaches, and that is the way that you can ace in your SAT. So let me show you the next question that we are going to solve now. Okay, this one. The vertex of the parabola shown in the figure is 0, C. Now the question is asking, which of the following is true about the parabola with the equation y equal to -a x minus b whole square plus c. So we have to answer about this equation. Which of the following is true about this equation? So look at the equation carefully. Try to recall some of the concepts for quadratic equation and tell me. Again, I'm repeating for people who have joined recently that these questions are from actual SAT paper. Actual SAT paper, okay? So these kind of questions comes in the exam, and this is how you are going to solve it. So look for the approaches, look for the clues, look for the tips, and use them. I can see people saying A and B, Nadia, Ashmita, Sujal, Yash, okay. Okay, I would like to ask you a very simple question. Now pay attention over here. A very simple question. Look at the given equation, okay? And in the given equation, if I ask you the coefficient of x square is positive or negative, tell me. Just answer this question. If you expand this given equation, y equal to -a wala, the coefficient of x square is positive or negative? Coefficient of x square coefficient. Don't you think that when you open x minus b whole square and then you're going to multiply x square by -a, so it's going to be minus a times something. So look at the graph here. This graph is a upward parabola. Okay, it's a upward parabola. And when do you get an upward parabola? Guys, make a note. When do you get an upward parabola? When the coefficient of x square is positive, which means a is positive. Okay, if the coefficient of x square is positive, then it's an upward parabola, and which means a is a positive number. What is a? A is a positive number. And if a is a positive number, so when you do minus of a, it will become negative. So now in the given equation, the coefficient of x square will come out to be negative. And because the coefficient of x square is negative, so it's a downward parabola, right? Okay, so the shape of the parabola, upward or downward, depends on the coefficient of x square. It depends on what? It depends on coefficient of x square. Always make a note. Okay, it depends on coefficient of x square. So definitely, because In the given equation, coefficient of x square is going to be negative. So it's a it's a downward parabola. So it can't be option A and it can't be option C. It has to be between B and D. Now, the second point that you have to learn here is that this equation is given in the vertex form, which is y equal to A times x minus h whole square plus k, right? Where this h and k are called the vertex of the parabola. If you do not know, please make a note. H and k are the vertex of the parabola. Now, if you compare the given equation with the vertex form that I have just written on the board, can you tell me the value of h and k? The h is nothing but b and k is nothing but c, which means the vertex coordinate, which is h and k, is nothing but b comma c, right? It's going to be b comma c. So it's going to be b as the correct answer, not d. So think about it. Sujal, I know that this kind of question you might be finding difficult, because for this you need to learn the basics first, okay? And because right now I'm not teaching you something, I'm just making you learn something. I'm just paving a path for you, okay? So once you come to our classes, there I can explain you from basics. But as of now, people who know about this thing, they will be able to correlate. If you're not able to correlate, no worries. It needs some basics. Come to the class and you will be able to get it. Okay. So again, let me tell you, I'm not teaching you from basics. I'm just hoping that you know something about the parabola, you know something about the quadratic. And if it comes in the exam, this is how you need to do it. Right, guys? Okay, moving on. This question here. Official question from SAT. Again, let me tell you, question is asking if a raised to the power b by 4 is 16 for positive a and b, what is one possible value of b? Answer this within a minute. Some questions you will be able to do if you have covered up in your schools. Some you might find difficulty for that. No worries. When you come to the classes, you will get to know. Okay. As of now, we are just doing the analysis so that you can come to the conclusion whether you really need some assistance for SAT or you can do it by yourself. Think about it. What can be an easy way? I think, again, you know, what we can do is that A and B are variables here. And we have just talked about that when you see variables in the question, the easy way to do it is just by plugging in some number to them, right? The very first question that we have seen. So here also, because we know that A raised to the power B by 4 is 16. So let's try to plug in some number for A and B. And don't you think that an easy number? So see, we can plug in any number. But what do you think that a easy number we can plug in for A so that we can easily compare both sides? A. Either you can plug in 2, right? You can plug in 2 or you can directly plug in 16. Why? Because if you plug in A as 16, your equation will become 16 to the power B by 4 is equal to 16 to the power 1. Which means B by 4 has to be equal to 1 or B has to be equal to 4. So directly the value of one of the value of B can be 4. People who are saying to plug in A as 2, that can also work. Okay, that can also work because you can take A as 2. Okay, now you get 2 to the power B by 4 is equal to 16, right? And you know that 16 is nothing but 2 to the power 4. Is it? Is it? Can you write 2 to the power 4 equal to 16? So 2 into 2, what do you mean 2 to the power 4? It means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So that's 16, right? So we can compare it 16 as 2 to the power 4. So which means B by 4 equal to 4. So B is equal to 16. So either you can plug in B as 4 or you can plug in B as 16. The question is asking one possible value of B and both are correct. Okay, getting my point, guys? So again, what we have learned from here that instead of doing something algebraically, it's good to use plugging in, right? So these are the ways to assure you that yes, you ace in your SAT without losing any marks. Okay, if you do have any questions here, you can please ask. We have many more questions, let me tell you, okay? And I really want every one of you to solve it. Now, this question over here.
So just 1 second, I'd like to disturb the class. So it's just going to take 3 seconds, and there's a poll that I have launched, everyone, and your feedback is really, really needed, and it's very, very important to us. So it'll just take 3 seconds to answer the poll, and then I'll let you get back to all your questions and your math and your class. All right. I can already see the answers coming in. All right, sir. 10 more seconds and then you can continue the class. Come on, guys, hurry up. You all are smart kids. All right, sir. You can continue the class. Thank you.
Okay, great. So let's go on and talk about few more questions and the ways to do them. Okay, guys. So this is the question that again appeared in the SAT exam. And I'm just going to give you 1 minute. Let's see how to do it. A laundry service is buying detergent and fabric softener from its supplier. The supplier will deliver no more than 300 pounds of shipments. So no more than 300 pounds. That's a relevant piece of information. We always need to underline the relevant pieces, right? Each container of detergent weighs 7.35 pounds. And each container of fabric softener weighs 6.2 pounds. The service wants to buy at least twice as many containers. Oh, that's again important information. They want to buy at least twice as many containers as detergent as containers of fabric. Oh, they want to buy at least twice as many containers of detergent as containers of fabric. Let D represent the number of containers of detergent and S represent number of containers of fabric. Which of the following describes the situation? That's your question. Think about it. Think about eliminating. Don't always go for solving the question. Always think about eliminating the answers, because you know that out of 4, only 1 will be correct, but 3 options are incorrect. So it's more easy to eliminate than to guess 1 out of the 4, right? So first of all, your focus should be on elimination, that what answer we can eliminate based on the given information. And then after eliminating, you can easily reach out to the answer. A and B, again, in this question also, but these kind of questions you get in the exam, okay? It's not long. You just need to read the information in bite-sized pieces, like one piece at a time, and you will be easily able to get the answer. So, just taking one piece of information here, that the detergent weighs 7.35 pound and the fabric weighs 6.2 pound. And variable D stands for detergent and S stands for fabric. So don't you think that D has to be multiplied with 7.35 because detergent is represented by the variable D. Detergent is represented by D. So D has to be multiplied by 7.35. So we can eliminate option C, right? Isn't it? And we can eliminate option D, isn't it? Focus on the numbers, yes. Focus on the numbers. Focus on the given information. We know that D has to be multiplied by 7.35. Now, one more piece of information is given to us, that this one, at least twice as many containers of detergent as containers of fabric, which means the containers of detergent should be at least twice as many as fabric. So D has to be minimum 2 times, minimum or more than. So D has to be greater than or more than 2 times of fabric, and fabric is represented by S. Yes or no? fabric is represented by S, right? So detergent has to be at least 2 times of fabric. So D has to be at least 2 times, which means it has to be A, not B. Getting my point? So most of the questions you can easily solve just by eliminating the answer based on the given information. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, give me the answer within a minute. And I hope now, just looking for a few of the approaches that we have talked about, you will be able to answer it easily. Vaibhav, that's great. Even if you don't get, you're always invited to my house. Don't worry. But sure, you will get it. For sure. Not only 1500, you will get 1600. And anytime you can always come to my house. I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting for 1 minute to get over so that, first of all, you can try it. Maths is all about practice. Definitely, I will give you the address. Let's talk about the questions first. Okay. Now it's my turn. Okay, now it's my turn. Let's say if I were there in the exam, definitely looking at this question, I would have not done it algebraically because otherwise I would have taken a lot of time. The question says that expression is equivalent to this, where is a positive constant, x is not equal to -2. What is the value of a? Question is asking value of a. There are variables in the question, and we have talked about whenever there are variables in the question, what we can do, we can simply plug in, right? And that is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to solve it algebraically. And we know that this whole expression is equivalent to, and according to the given question, this whole expression is equivalent to a over x plus 2 whole square. And to solve for a, I'm just going to plug in some easy number for x. Now, what do you think that what value for x can save me from doing a lot of calculation? What value of x? Can you give me some value that can save me from doing a lot of calculation? 0. Great. Okay, 0. So if you plug in x as 0 here in the expression, what do you get? You get 6 over 4. You know, in place of x, you have to put 0. 6 over 4 minus 2 over 2 is equal to a over 4. Please look at it. If I make any mistake, just correct me. So 6 over 4 and minus 1, 2 over 2 is 1, is equal to a over 4, which means 6 minus 4 over 4 is equal to a over 4. So 4 and 4 cancels out. So 2 is equal to a, which means the value of a is equal to 2, and that's the answer. Right? Easy. Okay, see, we can plug in any number. People who said plug in 1, go with 1, you get the answer. People who are saying plug in x as 2, go with 2, you will get the answer. But it's all about you have to plug in now. Think about those kind of numbers that can make your calculations easier and can save your time. And that depends on question to question. Okay. Okay, moving to the next question now. At a restaurant, n cups of tea are made by adding tea bags to hot water. If T is equal to n plus 2, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? Priyanshi, this recording will be provided. You can just give a call on the number we will give you by the end of the session, and they will give you the link of the recording. Okay. Okay. Samaira has said it's 1, which means option B. Again, I'm repeating, these are official questions. These questions has appeared in the exam. Okay. Think about it. N cups of tea are made by adding tea bags. So let me just write down that here the variable T stands for tea bags, because it's very important to know the variable, what they stand for. And variable N stands for the number of cups of tea, right? N stands for cups of tea. Okay, so now it's my turn. Let's see how to do it in the exam. Not only this question, but any question that comes like this, how we can do it easily within a minute, and that too accurately. Okay, so again, we are given with the equation, right? What I'm going to do is, if I'm not sure about how many additional tea bags are needed to make each cup of tea, okay, what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to plug in because of the variables, T and N. So I think if we plug in N as 1, we can plug in any number, 2, 3, 4, anything. But if we plug in N as 1, what do we get the value of T to be? It's going to be 3, right? Which means for 1 cup of tea, you need 3 tea bags. But the question is asking how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea, So now, let's say if we want to make 2 cups of tea, so which means we have to plug in N as 2, right? So when N is 2, so how many tea bags are needed? So N is 2. So just plug in N as 2. So T is going to be 4. So which means in order to make 1 additional cup of tea, how many additional tea bag you need? You need 1 additional tea bag, right? So which means the answer is how many additional tea bag you need to make 1 additional cup, which means we need only 1. Yes, Devapriya, you can also use 0. Try to use 0 and see, you will get the same answer. It's all about plugging in. You can plug in any number, right? Okay, moving on to the next question now. These kind of questions, let's talk about. And here I'm going to tell you a very, very good approach for solving this. But first of all, it's your turn. Yes, I would love to repeat it. Can you just finish all these questions, because there are many questions and the time is less. And then maybe, if I get the time, we'll repeat it, or you can call me directly. How many liters of 25% saline solution must be added to 3 liters of 10% saline solution to obtain a 15% saline solution? I've seen many students finding difficulty. If not difficulty, then they take a lot of time to do this. But this question has appeared in the exam and you have to do it within a minute, that too without using any calculator. Think about it. And keep your pencil and paper ready, because I'm going to teach you, you can say, a magic trick for solving this question. Not only this question, these kind of questions, let me tell you. $4.5. Okay, so now my turn. And note down this you can say trick for solving these kind of questions. So we know that we are mixing 25% saline solution. So 1 is 25%. We are mixing this 25% with 10% saline solution. How much? With 10%. So we are mixing 25% with 10%, and finally we want 15%, right? Yes or no? So what you need to do, you just need to subtract in cross. 25 minus 15, just subtract in cross. That's 10. And 15 minus 10, subtract in cross. That's 5. Right? Which means the ratio, this is 5:10, which is the ratio in which you should be mixing these two solutions. What is this 5:10? 5:10 is nothing but 1:2. So you have to mix the two solutions in the ratio 1:2. So if you are taking this 25% solution as X liter, then this 10% solution has to be 2X liter as per the ratio, right? If this is X, because the ratio is 1:2, so based on the ratio, if this is X, the second one has to be 2X. And we already know that the second solution that we have mixed is 3 liter, which means the value of 2X is already 3. So X is nothing but 3/2. If X is 3/2, which means the value of X is 1.5. So question is asking how many liter of 25% saline solution. So 25% saline solution is X liter, which is nothing but 1.5 liter. So your correct answer is 1.5. That's the answer to the question. And all kind of questions, all kind of questions that are based on mixing two things. Even your milkman also mixes milk and water, right? So you can easily find out the percentage of milk and percentage of water and the amount of milk and water in the mixture just by using this trick, right? So these are the trick that works within a minute. Guys, getting it? Are you really observing that what you need to know if you want to solve all the questions? Okay, moving on to the next question. I think this is something that you can answer easily. Again, official question. As I said, always, whenever you get wordy problems, long problems, instead of solving it, you can focus more on eliminating the wrong answer, because whenever you get wordy problems, a lot of information is given to you, right? And whenever you have a lot of information, it is easy to do process of elimination. So when you have a large information given to you, always focus on eliminating the wrong answers so that you can reach out to the right answer. B, C, and D are wrong. Yes, as said by Vaibhav, B, C, and D also appears wrong to me, because the reason is the information is given to us when the snow began to fall, it fell at a faster rate than it had initially. So question says the snow fell and then stopped for a time. And when the snow began to fall again, it fall at a faster rate. Okay. So definitely if something is falling at a faster rate, so the line should be more steeper, isn't it? When rate is more, the steepness of the line should be more, right? And because it began to fall again at a faster rate, so the steepness of line in B here, it is less than the initial steepness. So it is not the correct answer. It is not the correct answer. Option D, it is falling at a constant rate. That's not true. So it has to be option A, because here this line has a more steepness compared to this line. Less steep means less rate. Okay. Easy question. Okay. So these kind of easier questions you also get, and you can easily guess it just by this. Okay. This question, let's talk about. So if you read the title of the graph says that height versus time for a bouncing ball, which means the graph is going to give you information about the height and about the time for a bouncing ball. So on the x-axis, we are talking about time in seconds. And on the y-axis, we are talking about height in feet. Question is saying that I don't think that we need to read this wordy information because the graph is already clear to us. So I can directly go on to the question and save my time. And question is after, okay. The graph above represent the relationship. Okay. After it was dropped, how many times was the ball was at a height of 2 feet? So how many times the ball is at a height of 2 feet? How many times? So 2 feet height, it is talking about the height, and the height is represented on the y-axis, right? And we are talking about the height of 2 feet. So this is something we are talking about. So how many times it was at 2 feet? So at this time, it was at 2 feet. Again, it came to 2 feet at this time. Again, it came to 2 feet at this time. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. So 3 times it is coming to the height of 2 feet. So correct option is C. That's an easy question. Okay, fine. Okay, the last question for the day. I will, of course, it's not possible for me to take all the 58 questions in math, but I've taken all the one which were good and good enough to teach you something, right? The last question, a very good question to teach you something. Keep your pencil and paper ready. First your turn, then my turn. Sorry. A gear ratio is the ratio of the number of teeth of the two connected gear. The ratio of number of revolutions of two gear wheels is S to R. The turning of gear A causes gear B and C to turn as well. Okay, fine. The number of teeth on each gear is given to us. The number of teeth on each gear. And the question is asking if gear A is rotated at a rate of 100 RPM, then what is the number of revolutions per minute for gear C? So basically, we have to find the RPM, revolutions per minute for gear C. This is what we have to find. Now, the point is to solve it within a minute, and that too without losing any accuracy. So guys, if you want to learn some trick over here, so please focus on what I'm going to ask you now. Tell me one thing. If the size of the gear or if the diameter of the gear will increase, the RPM will increase or it will decrease. Think about it. You have three gears. Which one will rotate faster? The smaller gear will rotate faster or the bigger gear will rotate faster? Which one will rotate faster? Smaller or bigger? Obviously, na? Think about your cycle. Your cycle has a big chain sprocket and a small chain sprocket. A small chain sprocket rotates faster, right? Same case. So we know that if the size of the gear will increase, the RPM will fall down. Or you can say that if the size will increase, the number of teeth will also be more. Yes. So what you can say that if the number of teeth on the gear is more, which means the size is more, the RPM of that gear will be less, right? So which means if teeth are more, the RPM will be less. So it's a case of inverse variation. Inverse, one variable is increasing and other is decreasing. So always make a note that for the case of inverse variation, teeth is inversely proportional to RPM. For the case of inverse variation, the product always remains constant. Make a note, guys. The product remains constant. I'm also teaching you what I teach in class. Remains constant. Okay, for the case of inverse variation, product remains constant, which means T into R is always constant. So what you can say? You can say that TA into RA is equal to TB into RB is equal to TC into RC, where stands for gear A, TB stands for gear B, and TC stands for gear C. Now, we have to find for gear C, so we are just going to equate TA into RA. TA is the number of teeth on gear A, which is 20. RA is the RPM of gear A, which is 100. And we are interested in gear C. So TC is the number of teeth in gear C, which is 10. And RC stands for the RPM of gear C, which is what we have to find. So the RPM of gear C is going to be 20 into 100 divided by 10. That is nothing but 200. And that's your answer. And this trick inverse variation. Always remember, whenever you see that something is varying inversely, always the product is constant. And just to add on, whenever something varies directly, for example, if you increase your speed, you cover more distance. It's a case of direct variation. And in case of direct variation, the ratio is constant, which means S upon D. This is the ratio is constant. Okay. So make a note, in case of direct variation, the ratio is constant. In case of inverse variation, the product is constant. So many questions in SAT you are going to get based on, this concept. Very good, Vaibhav. Okay, so guys, this is about what you need. Now you have to come to the conclusion. If you feel like that, yes, you know these tips and tricks, you can definitely go ahead and attempt the exam. If you really need some guidance, you can come to our class. There are many more things to explain and to teach you. Okay, so I think now it's the time to also, I'm not going to take this question. Maybe I will be taking it in the next class because already we are running short on time. Let my colleague tell you something about our course detail.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And before we go to the course details, how was the session, everyone? Let me know in the chat box. Wasn't it helpful? Didn't you all learn tips and tricks that you can use in the SAT that's really going to help you save time and actually get you an accurate score? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you like the session. All right, so there is like one more poll that I've launched. It's going to take again 3 seconds. It's basically about rating this session. So, your feedback is important. You rate our session and we understand what exactly you need, how exactly we can improve. I think that's important. So yeah. Meanwhile, let me quickly go to SAT Plus course details. So we provide a SAT Plus course that is of a total duration of 70 plus hours, and you're going to receive 25 live sessions of 1.5 hours each with our faculty. You have course material that's there that is very representative content for in-class training. What that basically means is that everything we teach is very, very unique to us. It's very specifically curated for our students and it's very personalized. So you're not going to find this content anywhere else. And I'm sure today's masterclass was just a glimpse of exactly what we do over here in our courses. We have additional study handouts. We have a student zone where you can, track your progress, track your weaknesses, your strength. We also deliver the Kaplan SAT prep guide for all of you, and it's home delivered. So you don't have to look for where you need to practice from. You don't have to purchase guides for practice of SAT. We'll certainly send it home, deliver it to you. So it's literally on your doorstep. And in addition to all of this, we also provide you 1 year of full recorded course content. So everything that we're teaching, all the concepts, all the major doubt solvings that we have, everything is uploaded on the student zone. And you're going to have 1 year of recorded access. So even if you finish your attempt and if you're planning for a second attempt, you can totally get back to all of these videos and refresh again from your memory what exactly you needed for the second attempt as well. In addition to everything that we're providing, we also provide 33 full-length mock tests. And I think the best way to prepare for your SAT and to achieve, a lot of people were like 1500 plus is their dream score. And what better way to achieve 1500 plus than to practice full-length mock tests, right? And we're not providing 1, 2, or 3. We're providing 33 of them with 4 live proctored tests. And what that basically means is that you will be solving 4 tests live with us, with our faculty present to help you through it and to understand. And in addition to all of this, we also give detailed feedback after your mock test is done. So, it's very important that you understand where your weaknesses lie, where your strengths lie, and how to further improve on that. And that is where feedback is very, very important. And who better to give the feedback than a very experienced faculty, right? Piyush sir's masterclass today helped you all realize that there's much more tips and tricks that you need to learn, and you don't need to solve every question, right? And it certainly does save time if you apply the tips. So we're here waiting for all of you to join our SAT Plus course. And let me just quickly get to the batch details. We have 2 batches. The first one is a weekday batch that started on 29th March. And it's still okay. You can still join the batch because we've just finished with the orientation and we've just started with the basics. So if you join a batch today for the 29th one, that is, our faculty can get you up to speed on what all you've missed, and you've not missed much. That is a guarantee that we can provide. And the second one is a weekend batch that starts on I think, sir, it's 16th April instead of 2nd. I think there's a typing error, but our weekend batch starts on 16th of April. So yes, we're here waiting for all of you, and I hope you all have also a reminder, like answered the poll. So any other questions that you all are having, now is the time to ask, since we finished with the course details. For how many days are you all taking the class? Kashish, the weekday batch is for 5 weeks and the weekend batch is for 8 weeks. The weekend batch, you have 2.5 hours each of a session, and the 5-week is the weekday batch for 1.5 hours each. And whoever asking that, will you be able to complete the syllabus? It is our guarantee that we'll be able to complete the syllabus in 5 weeks. Don't worry about that. Any other questions? Yes, Vaibhav is very correct. The content that we are teaching, you won't find anywhere else in the market. All right. Any other questions you all are having? And thank you so much for the kind words, Vaibhav. How much does it take to prepare for SAT? How much time? Krish, this is a very specific individual question. Basically, you can prepare, like, we're telling that, you can complete the syllabus in 5 weeks with all the practice that you need. So of course, it's individual. It's about how much efforts you put and how you're putting the efforts, right? Just keeping on studying doesn't really help. Like, you need tips, you need tricks, you need shortcuts in concepts that you can use. So yeah, I think you can very well start your preparation 1 or 1.5 months before your attempt. College students of 10th, the basics. Of course, Unnati, you don't have to worry about that. All of our SET Plus, it starts from the basics. Every basic concept that you need will be taught to you from the basics. Don't worry about that. All right. Piyush Vaibhav has a lot of compliments for you. Thank you, Vaibhav. Any other questions you all are having? Or otherwise, we can move to the surprise. Yes, Ashmita. Okay, I'll give 30 more seconds for questions, or else we can move to the surprise. All right, so I guess we can move to the surprise. Piyush sir, are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Yes.
We can move to the surprise,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so now it's the time to move to the surprise part, and let's see that what all we have for you in the today's session. So guys, let me just disclose the surprise now. Okay, so we have been seeing that students are asking a lot of doubts related to the eligibility criteria and related to the fee waiver. So let's talk something about it. People who already know about it, that's great. Those who do not know about it, they will really get to know much from these questions that I'm going to take. So I've seen students asking and the parent asking, what is the qualification eligibility for appearing in SAT? So let me tell you that there are no specific eligibility criteria related to the qualification. Okay, College Board has not defined any criteria. Whatever marks you have got, whatever co-curricular activities you have done, everyone is eligible for attempting the SAT. Okay. So there is no eligibility criteria based on the qualification. Second point comes is that, is there any eligibility criteria based on the age? So of course, there is no minimum or maximum age limit which is defined by the College Board. But what we have observed is that from 17 to 19 years, students has recorded the maximum turnout for the SAT exam. Okay, because as you know that this is for undergraduate students. So people start giving it from ninth itself. So by the time you clear your ninth, you can give SAT 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay. So maximum the student belonging are falling into this age group, as otherwise there is no criteria basis of age. Now, what about the one who have some disability? Okay, so some of the disabilities which are granted by the College Board, I have listed out here, but let me tell you that there are many more disabilities which are there on the College Board website. Okay, so I was not able to take all, but I've taken few of them over here. If you want to know all about the disabilities, like all of the disabilities, You can log into the college board and you will see. Some of them are communication disorder, hearing impairment, head injuries, learning disorder, visual impairment. Okay. So for these kind of disability, what you need to do? So you need to send the application to the college board nearly 7 to 8 weeks before your actual SAT exam date, which means nearly 2 months earlier you have to send this application, or you can say you have to send a note to the college board. This can be sent by your school itself. Okay, but you have to send it before 7 to 8 weeks. And I hope that no one attending the session is going to need it. Okay, so once college board is going to approve the request for the disability, they will give you a 7-digit code, and people can use this code while signing up for the SAT, and all the accommodations that is provided by the college board will be automatically included. Okay, so this is about the persons with disability. Now, talking about the fee waiver part. Okay, this is the most important part that people talk about. Now, let me tell you that SAT fee waiver is available to low income 11th and 12th grade students. So first of all, it is not available for 9th and 10th students. 9th and 10th grade, it is only for 11th and 12th grade. And fee waiver is for US students. If for the Indian students, we all are Indian, okay? So for the Indian, you only get the fee waiver if you are applying for the Indian colleges, guys. Let me repeat it once again. The fee waiver you get is only if you are applying for the Indian colleges. When I'm talking about this fee waiver, I'm not talking about the scholarship. I'm talking about the fee waiver that which means the fee that you have to pay for registering for SAT. You have to pay somewhere around 17 to 18,000, right? So this fee waiver includes your fee for registering for SAT, which is 17 to 18,000. It is not the scholarship. Scholarship definitely you get from the abroad colleges, and that depends on your profile, that depends on your marks. Okay, but if you want to save 17 to 18,000 for applying for SAT, that you can do only for Indian colleges, and that fee waiver is provided by the Indian Scholars Program, and that is not given to everyone. This is only given to the students or to the family who are falling into certain category of income. Okay, so that category of income and everything I will be taking up in my next class. So you can please be there and you can observe. But this is about it. Fee waiver you won't get for abroad colleges. Scholarship you get for abroad colleges. Fee waiver you get only for Indian colleges. Okay, so this is about it. And if you have any other queries related to anything, related to counseling, related to the services, related to visa application, you can call on this number or you can mail on this email ID. We are always there to help you out. And this is all from my side. It was really nice interacting you all. Hoping to see you in the next session. So thank you for your time. Hope you have enjoyed and learned a lot from the session. Meet you all in the next session. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.
Yes,
And
and just
see you
one
again.
more thing, I have just typed down the contact details of our team. So if you are interested in joining ICT Plus course, you can just contact us or email us on these details mentioned in the chat box. All right, thank you so much, everyone, and hope you had a wonderful evening with us. Please take care of yourself and see you later.